How's everyone doing? My name's Dave. I'll be going over Crusader Kings 2 with you here a little bit. This is one of my favorite games to play. What I'm going to be doing is starting a brand new campaign. This is my first ever video and first time I've ever recorded myself playing. So we'll go ahead and start with a single player game. Got all the normal options available. I have a bunch of different downloadable content on this specific game. But we're going to start from the very beginning, drag it out, and see if we can maybe take it to Europa Universalis 4. If not, great. Let's see, my favorite faction to play actually is England, but this isn't really England. This is pre-England England. As you'll see here, this is 1066. England is already established, but we're going to go ahead and play Old Gods 867. And specifically, we're going to play Aethelred of Wessex. He's actually we're not going to be playing. We're going to be playing Alfred. I'm sorry, his brother, who's the Count of Somerset and Dorset. Basically, what I like to do, definitely Iron mode, as you'll see down there, and we're just going to go ahead and start playing. See how it works out for us. Oh, start. Yep. And here we go. I overrode an old Iron Man campaign of Dorset, which was fantastic, but we'll see how it goes. So first, let's pick an ambition. I always start off with get married. You'll see, it gives you 10 piety, and also it doesn't affect anyone's opinion, but it affects our piety. So let's go ahead and get married. Usually, I end up with the West Frankian women. Let's see here. This is probably going to be our best bet. I mean, Ximena is a good choice, but the problem is, look at the size of Navarra right now. You got 2 counties, that's it. Now, with Hildegard, what you bring into that is you bring into King Charles the Bold, his entire family. That includes Aquitaine as well, since his son, let's see here, is the King of Aquitaine. So, if I do that, I'll have a brother-in-law for a couple generations right across the channel here. So that should be good, and that should be accepted. Plus, it'll give me a nice kick to my prestige. Hopefully be able to take over Wessex from my brother. Yep, I said that. So, start off, nothing built in Worm. Nothing built in Bath, except for Stable and Castletown. Now comes the tricky part where you gotta figure out what exactly you want to do. Feudal taxation. I usually bump that up, but not right now. Just mainly because I don't have any really feudal holders. There's no castles or barons that I'm in control of besides the ones I can myself control. So let's go ahead. We're going to improve diplomatic relations with Cornwall. They're always good to have. We're definitely going to train troops here in Dorset. See if there's a better chancer though. No? Then we're going to go ahead. What I like to do early on, a lot of people go for research, economy, tech, I see. I'm going to go ahead and do collect taxes. Yes, you have a chance of getting the peasants upset at your steward, but also you can have a nice cash cow in there. Study technology. I always go Byzantine Empire, mainly because of the military organization. I'm playing this mod with retinues, which you'll see here. Basically gives you a free-standing army, especially good against defeating that 17,000 man army of the Norse up north, which currently our faction is at war with. So we're going to go here, and last but not least, we're going to look at court chaplain. Everything looks good, and we're actually going to research cultural technology here. So now that we pretty much have everything started, let's just see. Oh, start a faction. We are going to want Earl Alfred for Wessex. Basically, by doing that, we're going to make ourselves and make other people able to join our party and hopefully take control of Wessex. Right now, our brother, Earl Aethelred, controls Wessex, which is the petty kingdom, which, as you see in the blue here, is all this red. And he controls every county within it, except for these two, Somerset and Dorset, which our character controls. So we can go ahead and hit play. We're going to speed things up just a little bit, and you'll see right away he's already appointed counts for pretty much every county except for Wessex. He went from every county to just control of Wessex, so different counts, and hopefully we'll start having some join us in our faction here. We currently have 71% of our liege's men. Oh, and here's the marriage proposal. It was accepted. Early on, really kind of depends what you want. You already got 228 prestige. It jumped because we got a huge boost from marrying into the House of Carling and also marrying a king's daughter. So that helps out a lot. We went from, I think, 50 or 25 to 228 now. It's really a preference on the person, the player, right now. I usually go for prestige, but in this sense, I think I'm going to go for the gold. I'm only making 2.59 per turn, well, per month, so I'm looking it's about 30 gold a year. So let's go ahead and take some extra gold. So it's a half a year salary. And we're going to keep going. Let's see how it goes. We're definitely going to lose this war with the North, except they're not invading Wessex directly, so it's not a huge deal. Now we have a couple things here. I always find the easiest one is to have son. I don't know why, I just like doing that, and then I like going for become King of England. But definitely you want to secure the line, so have a son. Okay, so that. Also, by putting that military advisor there to train troops, you're increasing your total levy max. So let's see here, trade practices. I'm really just waiting to get military organization up, because that's where your bread and butter is going to be, that I found throughout most of this game. I've gotten to a point where I've controlled most of Western Europe, just basically doing it with retinues. Not even bringing up my levies. Whenever there's a little rebellion or a war I have to fight, I send in the retinues and they take care of business for me. Alright, you can see up here in York, that is Mercia losing bad. Actually, not too bad. They're actually going to win. Have to see what happens. It's always weird what happens here. Sometimes they win, sometimes they'll lose. Oh, and they won. So we've got the English Confederation, as I would call it, Mercia, Wessex, East Anglia, defending against the Norse, or the Danish really is what it should be. You got multiple battles going on here, and they're going to lose here in Jorvik. Good thing about that is it weakens the Norse later on, because once they take control of these areas, they're going to be a lot easier to deal with. Okay, so he's a cynic. One thing I like about playing with Alfred, who is Alfred the Great, really. Oh, and here we go. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Right away, we collected a tithe in Dorset, and we're going to start to 100 gold. Now, we haven't even played, what are we, 7 months in? Not even. And we're already at 100 gold. So now we can start building stuff. My favorite thing to build, especially for castles, is castle towns. Since that's not going to happen in Somerset, we're going to Warham, and let's see here. We're going to go ahead and build a castle wall, not a levy. Fortifications are nice, but you got to think, it's only going to increase your fort level by 0.5. Here, we're increasing fort level by 0.5, tax income by 0.2, and levy size by 2.5. So I always start there, then I always move down to castle town. I could do the same thing in Somerset, but there's no real point in doing that right now. I kind of like to split things up. Once again, that's more of a preference thing, but that's how I prefer it. No one has decided to join our faction still, but we definitely have the full-blown mass over Ethelred. You'll see here. Let's see. Bum bum bum. He is leading troops in Lancaster. Let's see where Lancaster is. Right here. Nope, I'm sorry. Up here. Most of his troops are gone though. He's only got a liege levy of 92. So what we're going to go ahead and do, as you'll see here, we have 963 men under our control, these two counties. Okay, we currently have 243% more men than the liege. So we have double the amount of men that he has available right now. So now, believe it or not, I'm going to go ahead and do demand installation and claim it. So I'm going to go ahead and demand that my leader, Alfred, should have the throne of Wessex. And we already have a strong claim. That's because we're both the children of Aetherwolf. So I'm going to go ahead and press that claim. He may give it to me right away, immediately. If that's the case, we will then be in control of this whole thing. Nope, didn't give it to me. Therefore, we are now at war. My levies are going to be raised. It's always fun to start out this way. It's a little different, but I think it's a lot better. You start off with a much better leader in Alfred. He's quick, honest, just, gregarious, and diligent, versus a brother who actually isn't bad in this game, but I've seen him really, really bad before. So we're going to go ahead and get these guys marched and ready for war. No one joined our faction, so we are fighting all of Wessex pretty much. So we'll see how this goes. This could end terribly, could lose my 2 counties, or it could end very well for us. We're going to go ahead and combine those men, move them in, and of course we're going to have Alfred lead the way. That's good. Now we've got Cornwall liking us, which is nice. Yes, this does overall weaken the chances that, that England itself, Mercia and East Anglia, are going to be able to fight off the Norse invasion. But at the same time, I'm going to be a much more capable leader, I believe, than the AI in controlling and turning back the Nordic invasion. Now here we go, we got Alfred coming in, 400 men, 600 men, another 200. Let's go ahead and do my favorite little trick, which is borrow money from the Jewish merchants. Always nice, always fun. Alfred's getting support from these gentlemen here, from Mercia and from Gwynedd. What we're going to do is we're going to hire some mercs, and we're going to get the Saxon band involved. They're going to march their butts into combat for us. We're defending, so we have a slight advantage. By the time my mercenaries get in there, we should definitely win this battle. Now this is really dependent. I actually like Lustful. It increases your chance of fertility. Yes, it has a negative effect on your church opinion and the monthly piety, but I'm going to go ahead and take it. I need children. I have no heirs. So right now, we're not doing so well. Our left flank has collapsed. Our center is collapsing. Let's get those mercenaries in there. Oh, and we have totally failed. So I said sometimes this does not end well. But we'll see what happens. There we go. We're at 1666. And we are now going to counterattack. Just a little late there getting in. Sometimes I don't like how the AI has that happen. But we'll see. Earl Sedgwick, man. Sedgwick is a very good leader. Okay. Oh, and that ends things extremely quickly. We captured my own brother, half-brother, Aethelred, during the battle. So that actually is going to end the war right away for us. We're not going to have to deal with anything else. We're going to offer him peace. And we now control all of Wessex. And we have that. I checked on him earlier. Very good fighter for some reason. Misguided. He fought well when I was fighting him. So we're going to go ahead and disband this. Yeah, we took a little bit of a jump in piety. We're at negative 67. Not great. We're also 171 gold, but we owe 350 gold now to Jewish moneylenders. And as a result, we're going to have a negative opinion by the church as well. But like I said, I'm not really too concerned with that. We're going to wait for 10 years, and then we're going to change laws to Pre-Mcnoctor. So this is the only one right now. Let's see if we can revoke this title. Nope, we can, but our vassals are going to have a negative opinion of us. Now, there's a couple ways we can go about this. We can release him, he is ambitious, or we can ransom him. He is your brother. Let's see. Ransoming. It's going to give us 70 gold. Release. It's going to give our vassals are all going to think a 10 opinion. Let's check the current standing of the vassals. Most of them already like us. The only one who really doesn't like us is Aethelred, your own brother. You know what? We spent gold. Let's go ahead and get some gold back for our brother. He's got it. He can afford to spend it. He's at 79 right now. Hopefully that'll weaken him. He's lost a lot of prestige. So let's go ahead and bump city taxation up also. I like this because it just gives you a nice little tax base. They're the easiest ones I find to tax, and also no one really cares about their opinion too much. Alright, so right now we're actually no longer at war with anyone. The Norse are free to war against Mercia and East Anglia solely because we joined the war later on under Aethelred, not Alfred. So see how things go. As you'll see here, I'm at peace, Wessex is at peace, but Aethelred is not. He is joined in with them. Here we have the Magyars settling Hungary. So in a matter of just about a year, we managed to go from 2 counties to still holding 2 counties, but also controlling the vastness of all of Wessex, all this power base here. We still only are mustering about 1,200 men, so we only really jumped up about 300 to 400 men. But like I said, the bread and butter here is the retinue. We doubled our chances. We were at about 130, I think, earlier. We're definitely up a lot higher. So if we can get that first point into military organization, we can raise our first 500-man band of heavy infantry, which I personally love. Oh, and Cornwall loves us. Now, this is good to have Cornwall like you, but I want to take the claims. So we're going to start with taking Devon and Cornwall itself, hopefully. Let's see how the war is going. Oh, oh, this is great news. So hopefully we get that sun now. Okay. Just as I was about to talk about East Anglia, it looks like Ivar the Boneless has taken control of East Anglia. Now I've seen it, believe it or not, where Northumberland has actually won, defeated the Norse invasion. I don't know how, but it's happened, and seems to me like pure luck, but it's worked. So, like I said, we're still waiting right here. Our allies currently are West Francia, if some people want to say it that way. I always call them the Franks. Aquitaine, Mercia, and of course Wessex itself, our own brother, but he currently hates our guts, and for good reason. Can create these 2 titles, but I really don't like to do that. I don't find there being a need to do that, especially since I'm not going to be creating a kingdom yet. I want to get Prima Noctur before I create the Kingdom of England. That way I don't have to work my way all the way up to high crown authority. So let's see what happened here. Eadfrith of Surrey died. He left me the Surrey and Kent. I'm going to hold on to those. That's only marks me up at 4 out of 5. That's actually a good sign and good thing for us, because now we've got double the manpower. We just bumped up to 1,800 men. So we're looking at about a 2,000-man army. Once again, if I get those 500-man retinue, we're going to be looking at about 2,500 men. Northumberland seems to be weak still. Oh, 8% in favor of Northumberland. So let's see what happens. I'll be surprised. Maybe they'll get lucky. Another good thing to do is currently I'm the heir for Aethelred. We could try and kill him, but say a 22% chance and 47% set chance of being discovered. Oh, and this is never good, but hopefully he gets over it. We'll find out. Oh, of course. Lose 10 gold, but increases the wife's fertility chance. Always a good thing to do. This is that -10 temple vassal opinion. Currently, none of them are paying me anything. They're all paying it to the Pope. So I could really care less. So, let's see here. We don't want revolt risk chance, so we're just gonna We're gonna stop there. We're not gonna allow him to do that. And of course, look what happened. For some reason, whenever you do that ambition to have a son, I always get the son. Oh, we got twins, it looks like. I'm just gonna keep it as Born Fled. And Aethelwolf. And Aethelwolf is strong. This is fantastic. And I am no longer ill. So everything... Oh, my daughter's ill, but I myself am not. So everything turned from being potentially dying without an heir to all of a sudden now having a strong son who's gonna live for a while, hopefully, and a daughter as well. So I've got 2 heirs. We're gonna go ahead and change our ambition to becoming the King of England. Let's check this faction out. Aethelwed. Oh, Oxford. Let's actually change this. Let's see if we have better chancers. No. Yes, Aethelred. You know, we're gonna need a positive opinion from him. So let's go ahead and make him our marshal. I know it kind of seems counterintuitive, but it really isn't too bad. Everything else looks fine. Mainly the reason for that is because Pre-Magnoctor I require to have no negative opinion from any of my vassals in order to have it. I have to rule for 10 years also. Not at 10 years, not even close to 10 years, we're just starting out, so... He wants himself to be put on the crown. Let's see. Oh, and this is good news for us. Let's see what happens. We have a chance for castle infrastructure or improved keep. This is just walls necessarily. Oh, let's go ahead and pause this. You'll see here, this is my favorite part. Military organization. That's going to go ahead and give us a chance to get retinues. We'll come back to that. From technology, from realm 216, holdings 36, from technology plus 200. So we're not there yet. We can hire a skirmish unit, but we're not going to go ahead and do that unless I really think we're going to be at war, which I don't think we're going to. I always go with castle infrastructure, as you'll see, because it's got Castle Town 2 on the 2nd tier. But 1 gives you a bunch more infantry, especially Houseguard training ground. So we're going to go castle infrastructure. Really, right now, like I said, I don't care about my church opinion. I don't think they really... I mean, there's a good chance you can get a lot of church support, but always never seems to work out for some reason, where it's continuous supply base. I'd rather have something known and guaranteed than something that is not known and not guaranteed. So again, none of them are paying me. If I change their opinion, let's see, by -10, so they would be at a 51. Still not good enough. Still not good enough, still not good enough. There's no reason for me to do it. I guess I have free investiture. May do that. I always just bump these things up as soon as they get here. We'll do popular customs, city vassal custom. Proves our relation with them. So right now we're building castle walls in Bath and castle town in Wareham. And we're just going to let things keep playing themselves out and see how everything goes. Once again, up in Northumberland. And currently they're now losing the war. Aethgar. His father, Ea, died. Oh wow, died rather early. So his son has been fighting this war. And it looks like they're going to lose the war, but you'll see the Nords aren't really as powerful as they were starting out. That 17,000 man stack that they had. Scotland is still very much intact. I've seen games where basically this entire north portion of the game, well, map, has been Norse in 2 years, and in 5 years, by 1872, Mercia is conquered as well, and Wessex is preparing for an invasion. So it's been, I've seen it good, I've seen it bad, I've seen everything pretty much, but let's just keep playing, see how everything handles itself. Just gonna keep loading up on the money, seeing how the war goes, and we'll speed things up here a little bit. I'm not doing anything right now. There's no need, once again, to create titles yet. We're not going to be crowning ourselves king. We'll do that later on. I'd rather take the Mercia title and hold on to that. You know what? I got a strong son. There's no need to do that. We'll get some piety. I need some piety. Go ahead and improve the keeps now. I was just checking on technology every once in a while, see how it goes. You never know. Threats, same threats as before. Our Chancellor died of poor health. Okay, so we'll just renew and put another one. Hopefully we get a fabricated claim there. Now, our brother here still really hates us for usurping his title. He's ambitious. Let's see if we can do something and maybe alleviate that. I'll name him the Cupbearer. By doing so, we're going to improve him to 27, so when the time comes, we should be able to get him into a positive opinion. So we can become Premignator. Okay, Bath, Castletown. We're going to go once again, Castletown again. Castle walls were finished, upgrade to Castletown. Now, I always like to check what year exactly I took over the kingdom, because it depends on that. Let's see, so by January 31st, yep, so it was exactly just short of 13 months from start to conquering Wessex. So we're looking at 1878, January 31st, 1878. So we got 8 years to go, roughly, just under 8 years to go, till we can go ahead and change that succession law, which is huge. A lot of people say, oh, it's not that big of a deal, but definitely you want to get rid of Gavelkind as soon as possible, in my opinion. You want to have everything in your control, not with the AI controlling it. Yes, it does take down your demise size, but it's worth it. Definitely worth it. I'm not really doing a lot with Surrey and Kent. I'm not sure if I want to hold on to them. I usually like to hold Middlesex myself. I may end up taking that eventually and revoking it. Here we got a spy. I'm not concerned. I never choose that, but I may choose that just because of the piety. Oh, that's only going to give us a temporary boost to martial. We don't need that, so we're going to go ahead and take the 10 piety. Keep working up. Once again, this is percentage based. You'll see it's by technology, piety from vassal building. So we want to get that out of the negative. It's going to make it so much easier not to be excommunicated by the Pope. Pope really doesn't mind us too much, though. So we got some pretty good rankings right now, actually. So let's go see if we can find our son a daughter. Oh, and what do you know? King of Scotland's got a handful of them. That may be a good match. Let's see what he's got. His heir is not his own son. I don't know why. Tanistry. Oh wow. Tanistry, I believe, is a daughter inherits. Anyway, we've got a claim now here to Devon. We're gonna lose 100 prestige, but also lose 72 gold. We're gonna have Delmarth not like us really a whole lot for it, but he already loves us, so we're gonna go ahead and do that just so we can press our claim. Once again, didn't take too bad of a hit, 89, but now we also have a claim to Devon, so we can take over that territory. It's a great territory as well, I find. You got a nice power base here in South England. You got, and by power base I mean the possibility of 5 different locations. You'll see here Middlesex, you've got 6, and then here in Paris you've got these really powerful ones with 7. Here we're going to be called into war. You know, we're going to accept it. It's not really going to be a huge deal. We're not going to be fighting at all. Oh, and we got a new title known as the Just. We're going to go ahead and let France take care of that. We're not going to take the prestige hit. We're just going to be involved in the war that we're not going to fight. Let's keep things moving along here. So actually under Tanistry, it's really weird. So we're going to go ahead and do an arrangement through try and take over the kingdom here. Let's see, Aetherwolf to his daughter, Donata. Let's make sure that's his daughter, Donata. Yep, that is. Okay. We're gonna send it, and hopefully he should accept it. Yep. So now our son is married to his daughter, King of Scotland. And like I said, we didn't lose the prestige. France took care of their business. We were the good ally, saying we'll have your back and doing nothing. It's again probably the same thing here. Nope. We got a revolt within West Francia. Or Francia. Let's see here. So that's this territory here. Looks like it's in a revolt. Yep, we're gonna accept. We're just gonna help them by doing nothing once again. So hopefully, we'll take over Mercia. I always like Gilland here to invade Mercia. And then hopefully, by marriage, we'll take over Scotland. So by holding Scotland and Wessex, and hopefully Mercia, we can then crush the rest of the Norse, kick them out of the Great Britain, if you want to call it Britannia, if you want to go by the empire name. But basically, hopefully we'll take total control of the British Isles, and then set our sights on the mainland in Western Europe. Mainly France and Spain I find being the best. I do like to get into Lotharingia, Burgundy, and Germany itself proper. But I also have expanded into Scandinavia, but I really find I like my power base here in France, the British Isles, and northern Spain. Especially if the Moors take over a lot of territory, which currently they have almost all of Spain. So, keep playing, see how everything keeps working out. Let's check our power base right now. We are still need about 2,000 men, but we also have a marshal, which can now train troops. And that just bumped us up. So again, now we have 4 piety, so we're doing well. We're getting up there in piety. Our prestige effect is pretty good. That's going to go up a lot more once we start doing more. Definitely going to take the zealous trait. Hopefully we get it. We did not. Now, we're not going to sit on this title here for Cornwall for too long. Oh, Hasten is trying to conquer Devon. So we're going to see what happens there. Meanwhile, we're going to go over here to Cornwall. Try and fabricate a claim on Cornwall. But we're not going to go ahead and declare war. Pregnant again, another good sign. You know what, I do like Surrey. Not as much as I like Kent though. Kent, you see, you got a bishop and a city. I always go for the middle. And she became trusting. Not bad, not great. Not a character I plan on playing, so I could really care less, to tell you the truth. We're not going to go ahead and do anything in Kent. Really want to get Middlesex, Wessex, and Oxford. I like this power base here. This is a very nice power base. These 5 counties. Definitely for sure. So, Northumberland, as I said earlier, I've seen them survive, has survived. They've lost 2 kings, or petty kings. First Ea by illness, then his son, who was a maimed cripple, died more likely from wounds, but before he died, he was convenient enough to leave an heir. So, York is solely controlled by the Norse, which makes things a little more difficult. Mainly being that now we can't just declare holy wars and conquer everything. We're gonna have to be a little more diplomatic, fabricating claims, marriage, everything. Definitely not what I wanted to happen. And we're not gonna do it because that's gonna put us bankrupt and lose a lot of prestige. So we're gonna let it go. And hopefully it comes back up. We have another daughter. Like I said, we're really kind of just waiting it out to 878 right now. Speed things up. Now, let's see. He's got an heir, a daughter. You know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna kill him for his treason. We did make him the cupbearer, as you'll see here. He's currently leading a faction against us. 2 factions, himself seniority, and also for him for Wessex. We're gonna go ahead and kill him. So, Aethelwood dies. Was executed. So now we lost a very good marshal, potentially good player. But now we have a new heir, heiress, controlling Wessex. And we did not get Kingslayer. Probably because we did not assassinate him. We let his own crimes speak for themselves, and he was executed. Nope, not a good idea. Let's just see what happens with Wessex. Maybe we can knock her off. Let's see. Oh, and everybody wants to kill her, so we're gonna try that. This gives us a 42% boost. We'll be at 90% power. Let's go ahead and get one more person in there. Send him a gift. 25 gold for 34 opinion. Yeah. And he will accept it. So we're gonna be at 100, hopefully. Sounds terrible, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. You gotta kill a 3-year-old when you gotta kill a 3-year-old in this game. So we're gonna try and assassinate her, take over Wessex. Yep. Would Alfred the Just himself really do that? Probably not. But he's not playing. I am playing. So once again, that war's over in France. We didn't lose 100 prestige from not joining the war, nor did we do anything to help the war. So I wanted prestige. I could have gone over there, lost some troops, hoo-hara'd and did something, but I don't really find there being a point to do that. Cornwall itself is still at war. Let's see what's happening here. Clydesdale. So Ivar is trying for Clydesdale up here in the north. Just Clydesdale. See what happens. Maybe he'll weaken himself out and we can sneak in and take East Anglia. If we can do that, that'll make us the most powerful kingdom without a doubt in the British Isles. Right now we pretty much are the most powerful kingdom. Mercia definitely does give us a run for our money though, somewhat. Scotland, as you can see here, lost Moray. And they're actually helping. Scotland's helping Galloway, the King of Galloway. Which they're actually Welsh, they're not even Scottish at this point right here, so we'll see what happens. But this is why I like to play in the British Isles right now at this period. Everything is very fragmented. I mean, Ireland's a very easy campaign I find to play. You start off any county you want. I usually like to start off with Leinster or Ormond, and pretty much you just conquer the county next to you, one by one by one by one. You have 3 counties that are one county, stays that way for a while, and you can really just tear apart Ireland and control it all within one lifetime of a king. So we definitely have raiders here. They're going to be raiding Kent, so we're going to go ahead, pause the game, raise our levies, always hit control, so I'm not raising my troops on territories where enemies are, and we're going to go ahead and meet up in Wessex. And we're going to march and defeat that army in Kent. I'll show you a trick I like to use. We still have our full levy here. Once I start moving out, when we move in, we're going to raise that levy, keep them locked in place, and destroy this army. So Wessex itself also is being attacked. This is what is sometimes just annoying. I'm defending the castle there itself, so I can't do that. So let's go ahead and march this army over there. One nice thing about Prestige, it increases your retinue size when you take territories. So almost just lost my trick here. The 25th of July they're going to be gone. We're going to be in there 29th, so we won't be able to take the territory, but looky what we've got here. So we're going to wait till the 24th, pause it, and go ahead and raise 370 men, 76 to start fighting them here. Our character leading it, and in 5 days time, 1,800 man relief force is going to show up, and hopefully we're going to slaughter them. Everything's holding well, skirmish mode, and there's our army. We've got them on the flank. Always pause up here. Okay. And we killed every single one of them. Good for us. We're gonna come from Essex to Middlesex. Keep our character there. 12th September, and we're actually gonna be there before they can even get on their boats. So we're just gonna go ahead and let it go and raise that levy, and there we go. Let's see who we captured over here. Oh, and awesome. Told you I really wanted Middlesex, and this is just being pure luck right now. Onlof has died of slow fever. So typhoid. So now we control Middlesex, Surrey, Kent, as well as Dorset and Somerset. So we'll keep playing this. And 200 escaped. But now we should have a pretty nice standing army. 2,600 men roughly, just over 2,600 men. And whoa, you'll see here, Ivar has taken some nice land up here in Scotland. Not a huge problem. He's got land here in East Anglia and Ireland, Isle of Man, and what would you consider the western coast of Scotland. Constantinople is progressing. Once again, Haston has done nothing down here in Nats. So, we're gonna hold on to territories. Make legalism, increase that. Oh, and our children are now ready to be tutored. And I have our heir. I always have our heir tutored by my own character. Usually, it always depends. If I want them to have a certain stat, always go for combat though. This seems like a good guy, and that's that. I don't really care too much about the daughters. The son's gonna survive. He's strong and outstanding. She died under suspicious circumstances, so that means we were not found out, more than likely. And once again, the game is telling me how much of a terrible person I really am. Okay, so now we control 6 counties, and we're only allowed to have 5, but you'll see here, these are the counties we control in green, which I personally love. We're going to go ahead and make Wessex, you'll see here, Winchester Castle, our capital. You can see why, for good reason. It's got a pretty fairly good sized improvements already. Has the 5 slots. Here's Dorset, and here's Bath. Could make Westminster capital. Actually, you know what? It's really early. I usually don't have control of Middlesex. I'm going to go ahead and make Middlesex the county capital of the whole territory. I know some people will probably say, oh, Winchester's much better because it's got all the improvements. I can have higher levy totals, but I like Middlesex, so we're going to make Middlesex. I like to be original. Westminster it is going to be the capital, even though House of Wessex, Winchester usually is. We're going to go ahead and make Westminster, just for propriety's sake. So, Westminster is now the capital of the petty kingdom of Wessex. We're going to go ahead and get rid of Surrey. This is the way that I do it. I search where I'm, or all actually, for men, my religion, my culture. Adult or child, I don't really care. No great houses. Not a ruler. Married doesn't matter. Prison doesn't matter. I always start at the youngest age possible though. And first things first, I look for the content trait. Basically, they're gonna like their liege a lot more. We got one right here. We have a better one. And we have another good character here. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go with this gentleman up here in the top. Let's see. Invite to court. No. No. Let's go ahead and search within our own realm. It's the thing that stinks sometimes. I always forget. Usually my religion, my culture is always in my realm. Oh, here we go. So you're red. We're gonna grant him Surrey. And there's a reason for why granting him Surrey as opposed to the other 5. Somerset, you'll see once again, 4 upgradable slots including the county capital, 4 upgradable slots, 4 upgradable slots, 5, and 4, and Surrey itself is only 3. And we now have typhoid fever. Fantastic. Hopefully we live long enough that our son can actually get some good traits from us. We don't have a regency in place, so we'll go ahead and upgrade military organization. Didn't mention it earlier. Because we changed the county capital, we also changed the technologies. We have to redo what we did a little bit. You'll see we're now at 145 and 266. We beat slow fever, which is a great thing. Increase siege equipment, construction, and trade practices. So let's see here. We're now at 265. Dorset, which was our capital, is 266. So this is Norse and Norse. This is Anglo-Saxon turning Norse. Let's see what happens here. I'm sorry.